Is a top 10 quarterback of all time enough to save what's left of the Kansas City Chiefs? Today we asked the question, are Mahomes and the Chiefs contenders or pretenders? The Chiefs looked to bounce back after a season that felt like it couldn't end quick enough, but with question marks at receiver and a defense with more holes than a cheese grater, can the Kansas City Chiefs do right by their Hall of Fame quarterback and make a run at the title? We got to talk about their offseason because the Chiefs have had some of the biggest additions and losses of any team out there. I mean, looking at the graphic, Kenneth Walker, that's a huge add. Super Bowl MVP from the Seahawks on a team that desperately needed like a big bump in the running game. And then you see they drafted Mansour Delane, who is an absolute stud. L'Jarius Sneed, Kaiir Elam, not great, but you may notice there are a lot of defensive backs on this list, and that is for good reason. The Chiefs lost what feels like their entire secondary, man. I mean, losing McDuffie, Watson, and Cook in one offseason is like fucking absurd. And then you throw in Chanel, however you say it, on top of it. It's fucking brutal, man. For a team that relied heavily on their defense last year, it feels like it's only gotten worse. Look, I know you Chiefs fans like trust Spags with your whole heart, and you should. The guy's a great defensive coordinator, but I mean, look at this defense. There's holes all over the place. And if things don't work out with Mason Thomas and Peter Woods, I mean, they're exactly where they were last year, except for the fact that they don't have the secondary that they did last year. But look, at the end of the day, no matter how their defense is, we're talking about a team that's led by Patrick Mahomes. And look, we've seen this story before. In 2018, they had a terrible defense, and they still made it to the AFC Championship game. So yes, you should never doubt Mahomes because the guy has all the talent in the world. But this time around, does he have all the talent around him? That's something I'm just not too sure about. I mentioned the Kenneth Walker signing earlier, which is a big fucking deal. I mean, Super Bowl MVP, running back coming to a team that desperately needed running back play. But this is also a team that desperately needed better receiver play, and they did absolutely nothing to change that. I mean, you got the best quarterback in the world. You noticed last year that the receiver play wasn't up to the standard, and you did nothing to change it. That was a complete fumble of the offseason, if you ask me, from the Chiefs GM and their front office. There were plenty of talented receivers in the draft and quite a few in free agency, and you didn't see the Chiefs go after any of them, which just kind of blew my mind, man. They were able to bring Travis Kelce back for another year, I believe. But, I mean, at this point, do we even know if this guy cares about football anymore, man? And I'm not trying to be like one of those dorks who's like, oh my gosh, Taylor Swift's on my TV, blah, blah, blah. But I mean, like, we saw how he played last year. The dude didn't look like himself. And you could say maybe he's washed, I don't know, but it just doesn't feel like he cares about the game as much as he once did. But no matter how bad you feel about this defense or this offense, at the end of the day, this is Patrick Mahomes, Andy Reid, and the Kansas City Chiefs. They've been there, and they've fucking done that. Mahomes has absolutely dominated this division in the AFC West. This dude has won every single division championship since he's been a starter, excluding last season. But that's the thing. This isn't the same old AFC West. These boys are playing some real ball, man. I mean, last year we saw the Broncos go on a crazy run, and not just that, they made it to the AFC Championship, and they had a good chance to win that game if they had Bo Nix. They also added Jalen Waddle this offseason, so we can only assume that they're going to get better. And then you got the Chargers, who made the playoffs last year, but put up a bit of a stinker. But this offseason, they made a big move and brought in Mike McDaniel to be their offensive coordinator, and also brought in David Njoku. They already had a pretty good defense last year, so you can only assume that they're also going to get better. And then you got the Vegas Raiders, who are obviously not going to make like an instant impact, but they made some big changes on the defensive side of the ball. They got their quarterback of the future. They got him some help at center. Like, this is going to be a decent team this season. So while all the other teams in the AFC West made big changes to improve their rosters and coaching staffs, it felt like the Chiefs didn't really do much. And that's after a year where they went 6-11 and were second to last in the division. Now, usually this would be the part of the video where I compare them to the rest of their conference, not just their division. But to be honest with you, man, I don't know if they should even be compared to the rest of the conference. So this does answer the question, do I believe the Chiefs are contenders or pretenders? I think they're pretenders. I mean, I genuinely can just, I can't believe that they didn't make any, big moves to improve receiver, edge rusher. I mean, they improved the line, but still, they have question marks to tackle. They didn't really get much to help the secondary. I mean, I like Mansour Delane, but I mean, they fumbled the offseason, in my opinion. And this is a team that should be contenders because they have the best quarterback in the world. But I don't think they're going to be this year. I think they're going to be pretenders. I'm sorry, Chiefs fans. I don't mean to hate on your beloved franchise, but that's just how I feel about them going into the year. You guys let me know what you think down below. Let me know who you want me to do this series on next. And I appreciate you guys for watching. I'll see you on the next one.